backyard, we were all together again, just like we used to be playing basketball when we were kids, but we all had kids running around at that point.
So it's kind of like a high school reunion in a sense.
Yeah, I think your dad brought it up, right? He brought up something about...
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, oh, isn't that so-and-so from a long time ago? You know, the neighbor, he's owned the house next to your dad's house for years.
Yeah, like, what happened to his head?
Yeah. I don't know, man. That was a fun party. We had a good time. This 3-year-old, his daughter's birthday party. So they had the whole jumper and slide, and it was all organized. Nothing like that one party I went to a few months back, where it was just waiting around for 4 hours while the food was getting ready to be cooked.
Oh, yeah, I know. That was fucking horrible.
Yeah, it was good times. And this guy even, Twig called me that night and was like, thanks for making sure the kids had a good time. I'm like, what did I do? I just, sit there
You
and
show up in a, like, fucking clown outfit?
Pretty much, dude.
He always shows up in a clown outfit.
I always end up playing with the kids for some reason. I like kids. They're honest.
Yeah. Sometimes that scares me.
You don't have to make small talk with kids.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's scary.
How's it going?
That's scary if you're deformed in some way. If you're deformed in some way, though, it could be kind of embarrassing. Because I remember having
deformed.
Somebody has like some kind of like deformity. Because I used to tell Ashley, shut the, shh. I used to just about have to put my hand over her mouth, because she's, she's about to like point out this guy's like
third eye,
missing eyeball or fucking,
No, I have
deformities.
It's not a deformity as far as deformities go, but one leg is a lot thinner than the other. And I remember walking around, and there was just some cruel shit that would go on, Kids don't know.
Yeah. Well,
and they would say a lot of cruel shit, and
I got a good one.
That's where I kind of got my spirit from, was like, really? You think that? Yeah, I tried to be like this.
Yeah. Well,
this is who I wanted to be. I fucking cut my leg open, ripped all the fat out, and this is who I wanted to be.
Right.
And so I don't know, I was about 9 or 10 years old when I was like, you know what, you little fucking pricks? I was born like this, so fuck you. I'm like, you were born fat. You were born ugly.
Wait, you're not born fat.
One of the best comebacks I ever heard was one of my old high school friends, David Straub, and we were in yearbook class together. We were doing the yearbook thing. There was this one popular kid, tall, blonde, skinny kid, and David Straub had horrible acne. But he was the funniest fucking kid in school, right? Kind of a defense mechanism, tears of a clown type thing.
Those are more dangerous.
So him and I used to sit there and clown, all the time with each other, back and forth, and it was all good. And this one guy was mean, he's a mean guy, so he starts talking shit about David's acne. And David looks at him and goes, man, he goes, I can use Clearasil, and eventually my skin will clear up. He's like, but you'll be stupid forever. The guy didn't have nothing to say back. He had nothing to say. I was like, that was fucking awesome. But speaking of how kids are honest, we were watching the Grammys last night, and my daughter goes, how come a lot of people who do music are brown people? I really didn't have much to say at that point. I was like, they just are, sweetie.
Yeah, kids are brutally honest, because I remember watching a news...
What am I going to say? Well, back in the day when slavery was going on,
they had rhythm and blues.
Used to get around together, and because their lives were so fucking miserable, they would get around and sing gospel hymns and pray and have church together. And eventually they came to, that spirit and that rhythm and... Like, what do I say?
Yeah, well, kids are fucking brutally honest. I remember watching I was watching a newscast one night, and there's this black woman, doing the newscast. Mind you, my daughter's little, and the name flashes, and she was barely learning to read. So she's like, Beverly White. Dad, why's her name Beverly White? She's black. I was like, it's like you're kidding. And I had a girlfriend from Laos, and whenever they cook, the house smells like ass. I'm talking about like it's fish smells. I mean, anyway, we went to dinner, and we sat down to dinner, and she sat down, and she's holding her nose with her fingers, and I'm looking at her like, stop that. She's holding her nose with her fingers. I was like, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, stop that. And the family kind of caught wind of that, and I'm looking at her, and I'm so like embarrassed, and I'm like, stop that. And she's like, but Dad, that food stinks. Like, just out loud. You're
like, I know.
I was like humiliated though, man. You know,
they
like,
know. I mean, a kid's a kid. You know?
Well, they know.
Say,
They laughed about it. It was in good humor. They laughed about it. They shuttled her into the other room and fed her a hot dog because his food was crap, man.
There you go. Well, the first time my daughter met Savvy, she was like, I don't know, a year old, and after we left and we're hanging out the whole time,
she asked if he wears
that guy smells
panties.
like ass.
I've been sick at that point. I had the stomach flu, so there was a little bit of leakage
at that time. Are you serious? No, or did she
Hershey squirts at that time?
Yeah.
Or did she ask, "What's wrong with his wrist?"
So limp.
No, that's what people ask you.
No, little kids, man. I love little kids. You know, so honest, so brutal. You know, my daughter embarrasses me almost every day. She'll come back. She goes, I told all my friends that you fart a lot. I'm like, thanks, sweetie. Appreciate that. I told my friends that you have a hairy belly and that you look like a bear. I'm like, thank you. It's like, I love her so much that I'll be a fool for her. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
You know, you bring up the farting thing, and that's my daughter's new thing is she's learned that it's farting, not tooting.
And we still call it pooting.
She'll be in a restaurant
Sharting.
letting out the 30-second fucking ripper, and then she'll stand up and be like, Daddy, I farted. Just out loud.
Proud.
You know, just
loud and proud. Out loud and proud.
People are like so ashamed to fart. I mean, it's rude. Or what's the story behind farting?
I farted
you can't
last
just
night.
fart in front of somebody.
Well, no. I was in my own house farting, and it was a silent but deadly one, and my wife goes, who farted? Did you fart? Was it you? You know, looking at my daughter, and I go, why do you care? And she goes, well, I just want to know. I was like, why do you want to know the source of the smell? And she goes, if it wasn't you guys, then I'd go look for the smell. I'm like, really? You didn't go investigate
You can't.
some funk? And she starts laughing because she realized how ridiculous that sounds. Like, why does it matter who farted? It just stinks all of a sudden. You know someone farted.
That's my ex. Actually,
Fart
she would go into the bathroom to fart, and when I would fart around her, you know, I wouldn't say nothing and just, you know, sneak it out, let it go, and she'd be like, "Why do you fart near me?" It's like,
because I love you.
because
I love you.
because I'm not getting up with a tight ass to walk in the bathroom just to be like.
Sometimes you lose it by then. It's got to be, you know, it's just spur of the moment. It's got to happen right there.
Everybody does it.
In Twig's case, he can go outside and fart because he smokes all the time. So outside, he could just let one rip. But why hold it in, ladies? That's why you guys complain about cramps all the time. You're holding all the farts in.
I know. Just fucking let it out, dude.
My wife farted in front of me maybe like 4 times in almost the 10 or 11 years I've known her.
Yeah.
You know, wow.
It's ridiculous.
That's like once every 2.5 years.
Yeah. My brother's a legend. I remember
That's
one
like
time.
$1 an hour.
That's like $1. My brother's a legend. He one time we went to a video store to rent videos. That place was packed. Fucking guy let us silent but deadly one out. I kid you not, the whole video place cleared out. Everybody laughed. I was like, this guy just caused a guy business.
My buddy cleared out a whole house, dude. He was so fucking foul. And it's like at that point when someone is so disgusting, you think they may have like colon cancer or something. It's like, that's not a normal like shit smell. Like there's something dying inside you, man. What the fuck's going on? You know, we used to be roommates, and he brought me into the bathroom. He's like, you got to check this out. I'm like, fuck that, I'm not going in there. He goes, you have to look. I need a witness. I'm like, get a fucking camera.
What do you do, shit a tumor?
He goes, you have to look, man. You have to look. I might need help. I'm like, really? So I go in there, and there was a log in there about 13 inches long. It was coming out about 4 inches on each side out of the water.
Firewood.
It looked like a fucking boomerang in the toilet. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, how long has it been since you shit? And he goes, we used to go out in the field for 3 days. He's like, I don't shit the whole time I'm out there. I'm like, why not? And he was one of those guys that didn't shit. He only used his own throne. I'll shit anyway. I don't give a fuck. If I have to go. I'm not holding it.
I'll shit on my ex-girlfriend.
Well, when we come back,
shit on your lawn.
I got an elevator story, and that is some good shit.
Nice.
So we'll leave you with that.
All right.
Anticipation.
Cool. On that note, this has been the Sperm Donor Show with savvyjinx, the Twig, and the Painter. We out, dickholes.